Welcome to Python for Introductory Statistics. In this video, you will learn how to do a hypothesis test for the mean using the t-test. Now let's look at this example. College administrators believe that the midterm exam score for social studies students is 70. A social studies instructor believes that the mean score is lower than 70. The instructor, samples 10 students and obtains the following scores 65, 65, and so on. So we have the raw scores here. Now we have to perform a hypothesis testing and use 5% level of significance and assume that the data is normally distributed. Now, notice that the null and the alternative is going to be 70 and less than 70 because we're testing the instructor's belief, not the administrator's belief, but the instructor who believes that the score is lower than 70. Now we know the null mean is 70. Now the sample standard deviation, the sample mean, we don't know. We have to find it. The sample size is 10. He selected 10. Now this time the alternative is less than, so we're going to use the word smaller. So first, we needed to find the sample mean and standard deviation. So let's copy this and find the sample mean and the sample standard deviation. So let's start a new code here. We have to import numpy to do this. And now let's call the variable x. It could be any, right? So here they are. And we need two things. So we need the mean. Let's call it m. M is going to be numpy mean, which is x. And then let's call s to be the standard deviation, which is numpy std. And the variable is x. But now we have to do the degrees of freedom because this is sample. Will have 1. So this will save both the mean and the standard deviation as m and s. Now we're going to go copy and paste the function that helps us do the t-test for the mean. So that's section 2 in chapter 11. And the function is right here. So we'll copy this function and we'll paste it right here. Don't forget, the mean and the standard deviation are already here, saved as m and s. And this is running well. So now let's give the proper input to this function. We call them arguments. So let's copy this and paste it here. And now we needed to give all the things we need. Now the null mean was 70, right? And now the sample mean, we saved it as m earlier in the previous code, so it will remember it as m. And the sample standard deviation, we saved it as s. The sample size is 10. Now the alternative is not two-sided, but it's smaller. So we'll type the word smaller. By the way, if you are wondering how do I choose or why do I write it, they're always here. There's a comment here that says smaller, greater, or two-sided is what you need to write. So if we run this, it will give us the two important things, which is the t-test statistics is negative 2.967 and the p-value is 0.00. So because the p-value is less than alpha, we would reject the null hypothesis that it's 70. It is actually less than 70.